Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into a few major legal and security stories shaping our country. We'll break down complex issues from a high-profile criminal case to the potential use of the National Guard and even a top-secret documents investigation. My goal is to explain what's happening in simple terms so you can understand the facts and the potential outcomes. First up, a case making headlines. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who is accused of human smuggling. The big question is whether the government will prosecute him here in the U.S. or deport him to a third country like Uganda. The key here is a legal tug-of-war. On one side, federal prosecutors in Tennessee want to try him, especially with allegations of his connections to the MS-13 gang. If they can prove he's part of a larger smuggling ring, it could lead to a long prison sentence. On the other side, there's the possibility of a swift deportation. His lawyer suspects this is the path the government might take, sending him to a country where he may not face the same legal challenges or public scrutiny. The irony is the very claim that he's a gang member is what gives the government a reason to deport him to a country where gang members are not welcome. We'll be watching to see if a trial moves forward or if the administration chooses deportation as a quicker solution. National Guard in Chicago. Next, let's talk about the potential for National Guard troops to be deployed to cities like Chicago. This follows a similar deployment in Washington, D.C. You might be wondering, what's the legal basis for this? While the National Guard is usually under state authority, the president has legal options to deploy them to assist federal law enforcement. The key is that they aren't necessarily there to be the primary investigators or police on the front lines. Their role is often to act as a force multiplier. This means they might fill non-policing roles, like providing security at federal buildings, staffing offices, or guarding detention facilities. This frees up federal agents, like those from the FBI or DEA, to focus on street-level crime. The goal is to make a tangible dent in violent crime, and precedents in other cities suggest this approach can be constitutionally sound. DC's local laws and crime. This brings us to Washington, D.C. itself, where rising crime has prompted a lot of debate. Many are asking if local D.C. laws are hampering federal prosecutors. It's a complex legal system here, with both local D.C. superior courts and federal courts operating. On the local level, laws regarding things like bail and juvenile justice are a big point of contention. Critics say that these lenient laws, particularly for young offenders, may be sending a message that certain crimes, like carjackings, have minimal consequences. This has led to a cycle of crime, particularly among juveniles, and is one of the main drivers behind the public's demand for action from the federal government and Congress. John Bolton's classified documents. Finally, let's look at the legal situation surrounding former National Security Advisor John Bolton, whose home was raided by the FBI. The focus is on the alleged mishandling of classified information. The penalties in these cases can vary dramatically. On one hand, you have simple, unwitting possession of documents you have a right to see. On the other, you have extreme cases of espionage. Bolton